Welcome back to another weekly roundup of cloud gaming news brought to you by yours truly. Remember, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest in cloud gaming, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next video, and of course, if you enjoy the content, give the video a like, it helps the channel out a lot. But for now, let's jump into this week's cloud gaming news. First up, if you're looking for Google Stadia news, it should be no surprise that they had such a busy week that it warranted its own video, which I will link to right here. It's a super chill video that definitely won't trigger any fanboys. Which means we can move right along and let's talk about an announcement of one of gaming's biggest competitive titles being added to Microsoft Xcloud. Yes, this week, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege has been added to the Xbox Game Pass lineup. That's the deluxe edition of the game, which usually retails for around $20 and includes the original 20 operators, as well as 8 operators from the Year 1 DLC and 8 operators from Year 2. A great move by Microsoft to get some of the more competitive titles added to the service, but the inconsistencies in their ecosystem are still kind of confusing, with this title being available to Game Pass Ultimate subscribers on console and Xcloud, but not Game Pass for PC. A little bit confusing. Next, in a recent interview, Xbox head of gaming Phil Spencer hinted that they are looking into the possibility of releasing dedicated hardware to allow you to play Xcloud on your TV in the form of a TV streaming stick. Phil stated, "I think you're going to see lower priced hardware as part of our ecosystem when you think about streaming sticks and other things that somebody might want to just plug into their TV and go and play via Xcloud. You can imagine us having something we just included in the Game Pass subscription that gave you the ability to stream Xcloud games to your television and buying the controller." Xcloud is currently bundled into the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription, but the talk of bundling the hardware in with Xcloud already hints at the possibility that more tiers will become available in the future, similar to the Xbox All Access subscription, which gives you access to Game Pass and the latest Xbox console. Right now, Microsoft is making all of the moves to make this service as accessible as possible. It's obviously currently available on Android devices, but they are still determined to get it onto iOS, with Phil stating, "We have a good solution on iOS that I think it will be coming kind of early next year. I feel good about the solution we have." Which, if I had to guess on that cryptic statement, it would probably be the Amazon Luna approach of launching it through the browser. There's also a partnership with Samsung, which should see Xcloud come to Samsung TVs sometime next year. And fingers crossed, we're also not far off of a Windows application, which will allow you to run the service through existing older PCs and laptops. Let me know your thoughts on this dedicated Xcloud streaming stick in the comments down below. Would you pick one up? How much would you be willing to pay for one? With the likes of the Amazon Fire Stick, for example, now available for as little as $29. Speaking of Amazon, after a period of radio silence in a move that I'm sure had nothing to do with Stadia holding their event this week, Amazon Luna has started to roll out to a small number of US users who signed up for early access, and people are already out there streaming gameplay on the new cloud gaming platform. So while we can take a look at some of that gameplay footage, obviously being in the UK, this isn't something I can get hands-on access to yet. So we're just going to do some kind of first impressions based on what we can see. So let's start with the UI, which straight away looks very clean. We can see the game title page here, which has the option to launch the game immediately. No downloads or anything, but what I like is underneath they're linking to Twitch live streams happening at that moment of people playing the game, and you can just jump straight into the stream, see if you like the look of the game, and maybe even find a new favorite streamer. It's a feature which really promotes Luna and Twitch working well paired together. In terms of gameplay performance, it's going to be pretty hard to give any kind of opinion without getting hands-on with it. That is because any footage we see would have either been streamed through Twitch or uploaded to YouTube, so the compression takes away from the original quality, and even taking the opinion of people who have tried it is difficult because it's a service which is reliant on internet speeds. In this article from The Verge, they've stated they tested Luna on a variety of devices on 2 opposite coasts in the US, with a variety of internet speeds and connection types, and got some pretty inconsistent results. This despite Luna stating that it only needs a 10 meg connection speed to run smoothly, but with The Verge stating that they would get stretches of choppy video on connections which were anywhere under 25 megs. So I'm not shocked by that really. Firstly, this is still very early testing for Luna. That spotty performance is something we still see in services like Xcloud, and personally, whenever I'm recommending a cloud gaming service, regardless of the speeds the platform advertises as its minimum, that 25 to 35 meg mark is around about what I usually recommend for the most consistent experience. The article goes on to say the best performance was from playing on a PC with a wide connection, so no surprises there, and that playing on the iOS app was virtually unplayable until he restarted his Wi-Fi. So I'm going to put that down to a you issue. Surprisingly though, the article goes on to say that the mobile experience was more consistent over LTE. Some other callouts of the service in general include fast loading times for games, pretty seamless switching between devices. There is currently no online multiplayer during this testing phase. And lastly, and I wanted your opinion on this, how do you feel about ads in your cloud gaming service? This screenshot has surfaced of an ad for the Amazon Luna controller being shown on the load up screen of a game. So immediately part of me kind of jumps to the IOI scene from Ready Player One. But then again, if it's going to be Luna related ads, like for the channels, like the Ubisoft channel becoming available, or for the controller, and they are guaranteed to only show up on that initial loading screen, then maybe I'm okay with it. I haven't 100% decided yet. As I said, that's why I would love to hear your thoughts on this one. Obviously, if we get any more information on progress being made from Amazon Luna, we'll be talking about it here on the channel. So if you haven't already, remember to subscribe with those notifications turned on. Next, it's a new week, which of course, as always, a new selection of games have been added to the GeForce Now library, which I'll throw up on screen here. In total, 8 new titles with 3 returning titles this week, which we like to see. And in a continued trend, we have one of the free Epic Vault games this week, which is Amnesia Rebirth. In fact, that creepy theme is probably something you'll pick up on as a whole this week for GeForce Now. We have not 1, not 2, but 3 day and date releases with Surviving the Aftermath, if you're American, Zelda, and the one I'm personally looking forward to, Pumpkin Jack, which GeForce Founders members will be able to enjoy it with RTX and DLSS. And in returning games, we have Don't Starve Together, and Oxygen Not Included. And let's wrap it up with some Shadow news. First up, if you've been waiting to jump into the native Shadow VR app for the Oculus Quest, it is entering an open alpha state on Monday the 26th of October. Further details for this will be posted in the Shadow community forum, which I will leave a link to in the description down below. And some great news that I know the US has been waiting for, also becoming available next week, is additional storage, just in time for the season of AAA games. But that is it from me this week. So of course, if you enjoyed the video, you found it somewhat helpful, a like rating would be appreciated. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next video. Hope everyone's staying safe out there, and as always, I shall see you in the next one.